good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, today we wanted to talk
On
about
episode 2 of Chai India.
on episode 2 of Challenge, and we're doing this live now.
Yeah.
We have the full team. The dog there is a part of our team. Is so famous, so good. I can't handle the fame. Okay, so today we were just talking about building and, like you used the word yesterday, cultivating
Healthy.
healthy relationships. And I have 3 questions for you exactly, actually, but I can't see those questions now.
Okay. It's okay, let's just wing it.
Let's just wing it. Okay. Yeah. First question: how or what is your idea of a healthy relationship?
A healthy relationship is one in which I think it's important to be able to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people undervalue communication in healthy relationships. Like, let me give you an example. Like, so for example, one of my closest friends, right? Like, whenever she would call, I would be clear. Oh, love the dog. Is that the dog?
Yeah, that's my friend.
So I would be clearing my inbox, right? And like you can hear that tick, tick, tick sound on your phone when that other person is talking to you. And then she's like, hey, listen, that's annoying, and I feel like you're not giving me attention when you're talking to me. And she was super straight up with it, right? So immediately I realized, I was like, oh shit, if I was in that position, I was like, oh my god, that's pretty. What is it? But that's pretty rude. Like, I would have felt like, ah. So the minute she told me that, I realized, and I actually use that in every other situation. Like, whenever I'm talking to someone or even on the phone, I make sure I give them 100% of my attention because it's important to do that. So I think communication not only helps your relationship with that person get stronger, but it also helps you as an individual. And also, how are you supposed to understand the intricacies of someone else's mind when they themselves don't understand it half the time? I mean, very few people are very sorted, but
No, I don't think anyone's very sorted. I think we're all trying to sort ourselves.
so communication, and also, what is another thing that is important for a healthy relationship? Um, Not unnecessary expectations, and I think it's fueled a lot by social media. Like, I don't know if you've seen, those posts, the white color ones with like black text on them, like the plain white background.
I am a very inactive social media user.
Okay, but like there's these things, right? So one day they'll be like, if you love someone, don't ever let them go. Like, no, it's really
My favorite
deep
quotes. Oh.
And then the next day they put up a post saying, don't ever put up with shit, girl. Like,
Yeah,
don't do,
okay,
girl. Okay, so it's very confusing, and you actually end up, it affects your psyche, and you're making decisions about your life based on some post on Instagram by some random dude. I think that's very misleading.
Are you
and-
talking about those though? Wake up in the morning at 6 a.m., hold your lover's hand, and then tell your lover, listen, we should be lovers till eternity. And the next day is like, break up with that dude, you know what? You deserve the best queen, yes.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it
And
could
also,
definitely.
yeah, I feel like social media is telling you, okay, this is what a happy relationship is. This is what is required for you to have a happy relationship. And if you don't,
Gone.
then so
You don't. Okay.
so yeah, both those things I think are essential for a
Nicely
good
answered.
relationship.
Hmm.
My question to you
Yes.
is, what has your journey been with relationships? Are you better at cultivating relationships now? Like, what have you learned?
I think obviously we all have our journeys in life, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think I had a great past with my relationship, which I didn't expect myself to have anyway. I'm just learning in life. We're all we're all learning. We're all learning
Do
in
you
life.
know those girls?
No, I did not know those girls, but they were like,
You
"What are they
wanna
doing?"
know those
Oh
girls?
no, thank you. I'm like, "What are they doing?" All right, so nothing. As a matter of fact, I think my journey with relationships has been ideal. Obviously, breakups and all of that, but then Why you broke my heart like that? But what I have learned from it is I've learned to value friendships more than the whole dating scene and all that, because I feel like when you do end up or when you do end up dating someone, you also commit too much of yourself. Like you said, you have a lot of expectations, and when you break up, you actually end up losing a friend.
Yeah.
More importantly, so I honestly don't want to lose good friends who I have connections with, and that's something I've learned. Uh, Flaws in myself, I'd say that yeah, I get bored of people too easily, and I've started to appreciate the other person more for whoever they are and for whatever part they play in my life. I've learned to not have expectations from anyone. I've learned to not want anything from them. But it's a very empath thing I do of constantly giving, which I don't mind at all. I love to give whatever I have in an emotional or a spiritual or mental way. So yeah, I've learned that. I've just become more mature over time. I've learned to understand people better, understand myself first, because only when you understand yourself you'll understand people better, and only when you understand yourself, I think you will learn to cultivate better relationships.
Very true.
Okay, so my question to you is, Vivi. Why? I told you. Okay, so my question to you is, do you think fights are necessary in relationships, and do fights help bond the relationships, or does it just like negate everything?
I think fights are necessary in relationships, and in fact, disagreements are natural. But I think the way to go about fights in relationships is something that you really need to learn, because if you, at least I have needed to learn, because if you're arrogant about it, then it's, or if you're just stubborn about things, then it's just gonna get toxic. Can I use that? Not
Yeah,
toxic,
please.
unhealthy, honestly. If you're able to say, okay, I have this point of view, the other individual has this point of view, let's try and reach a place that both of us maybe have to compromise on a little bit, and let's work around that. I think that is not an attitude that everyone has nowadays. I feel like it's so much about don't ever compromise, girl, or like it's not worth it, man. Let's just like ditch it.
You've been following the correct pages on Instagram.
Yeah, obviously not. No, but
Fantastic.
yeah, fights are necessary. Fights make you stronger in a relationship, especially, or even a friendship. Honestly, like if you like shit, we got through that, and now we can get through
Anything else?
something.
What about fights with like family members, or like how does that work in your scenario?
In my scenario, uh,
Do fights in your house help you understand the situation better, or does it just make it worse?
it makes things clearer. I think in a family situation, at least with your parents, it's not something you can say, hey, let's try and reach a compromise here. It's sort of like, hey, okay, this is what it is. And you saw it, at least for me, it gives me a clearer picture of, okay, this is what it is. I guess if I really want something else or I want to do something else, I have to go do that on my own.
Understandable.
What is it for you with your family?
I'd say the same, but like I was also at a place in my life where I didn't appreciate all the noise. I didn't appreciate all the chatter. And truth be told, I just wanted some quiet. But I realized later that the reason I was getting affected by all of that was because of my cell phone. It was like accountability at the end of the day. Like fights, fine. Like you said, everyone has to disagree, and some fights are necessary. You have to fight. You have to understand where you stand. You have to know your willpower, your strength, your anger management, or whatever. But yeah, I feel like fights that get violent, no, that's like a complete no-no. But like fights in which two people reason it out, in which people are not judgmental,
Yeah.
and which people are not criticizing and constantly nagging and trying to put you down, that's fine. Like you don't need to surround yourself with people no matter who they are, kind of put you down or drag you down no matter what relationship it is. And I've experienced this with friends, family, and the only thing that I thought was sustainable for that time was just like kind of taking a step back. That was the only thing I did. I thought that was like fine, like a mature move for that time. I didn't react. That's it. That's about it.
I think that's very smart. No, just don't react
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, don't react.
Give it some time.
Give it some time. Okay. Wait. So you asked. You're supposed. I'm supposed to ask you a question. Okay. My question to you is, what has been your experience with past relationships? Like you asked me, I don't have another question. I have to think. Come on. What has your relationship been? What has your experience been with past relationships, be it with friends or family or whatever? And what have you understood from it? How would you advise someone to, build better relationships?
Okay, so I think one of the problems that I've had is not being able to draw boundaries.
Ah.
And because of the lack of boundaries, I've had to completely distance myself from a lot of friendships and relationships because I didn't draw those boundaries. Like, let me give you an example. Now, when I meet you, there are three different approaches that people have. For the first time, I come up to you and I say hello. Okay, now there's going to be person A that's probably going to give you 5% of their trust when they first say hello to you. There's person B that's probably going to give you 100% of their trust the minute they come up to you and say hello. Now, the person that has given you 5% of their trust will probably give you 6% when you have your first conversation.
Right.
And then 7, and then leads up to 100 over time.
Mm-hmm.
And they will make sure that they usually make sure that they evaluate it in the right way according to their whatever. But if the person is giving you 100% of their trust the minute they meet you, then I mean, what are you drawing as, hey, okay, this is what I need to be able to trust this person. You've already given 100% of it, so then that other person just assumes, okay, this person thinks that they're very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't even give yourself enough, like you get too close too fast.
True.
At least I do. And then, like, for a few months you can take it. Like, you're like, okay, this is how this person is. But beyond those few months, it will become too much for you to take because, I mean, each of us come with our own baggages, our own, journeys. And it's like we're grown, mature adults. So, like, we're going to have our own. I think I'm messing up this one.
No, you're not. Keep going. We all mess up. That's the whole point. Okay, so from what you said, okay, so like let me try to understand what you said. You said that there's a person A who expends all of his energy and who's giving it to a person B who can expend what 30% of his or her energy.
Who will? Because in my opinion, that is a more natural way of getting into a friendship or a relationship, because then you understand that person, you're slowly getting to know that person.
So you're telling over time you can't be that person who expends so much energy.
Yeah, you will run out, right?
But I think the other person might run out too, right?
That depends on what type of personality the other person is. Is that person giving you 5% of their trust but you've just given 100% of yours?
True.
At least for me, like, I would just give, the minute I say hello to someone, it's like, hey, hello, here's 100% of my trust. And then over time, you don't, at least I don't know how to say no, or I don't know how to initially, like, hey, this person's just asking for like one thing, or like they're just saying one thing, or they're just criticizing you about just this one thing. They probably have what's best for you in their mind. So you allow that to build up over a long period of time, and then you're like, I can't deal with this anymore.
So what would be, according to you, a healthy boundary?
Learned is, you don't have to change who you are and say, okay, no, I'm only going to give you 5% of my trust right now. Like, but when you give them 100% of your trust, then when they say something that's sort of like, off-putting, or when they do something that's maybe not something that you believe in, then say, okay, fine, now I'm going to give you 90% of my trust. And I'm going to give you 80. And then maybe after 6 months, they would have built it back up again. And also very clearly saying, oh, like, you have to be clear, okay, this is how much I can give in this relationship or this friendship. This is how much I want. And if you're very clear about that and you're establishing that by communicating that to the other person, then it should be fine. At least that's what has worked for me, and I have been able to cultivate better friendships because
By
of that.
setting boundaries, by communicating, and also knowing what you can give and what the person can offer.
And not trying to rush into a friendship,
True.
not trusting someone by face value.
Very, very true. Very,
Very
true. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, what's your question?
What is my question?
We have to
What
stop this
is
question.
the huh?
Nothing. We have to stop this question thing. What
Okay,
is?
what is one relationship from which you learned your most valuable lesson?
I think, oh, very interesting. I think the relationship I learned the most valuable lesson from the relationship I personally messed up. And I feel like when you do something wrong, you have no fingers to point at, and all the fingers point at you. And exactly, I'm coming back to what I already said. I learned that I was just a very immature person. I learned that I didn't value certain people for what they were, and I was very superficial at that time. I would often not appreciate the fact that I had another human being who was willing to give so much to me, and I was just not generally a nice person. But the thing is that even though I tend to blame myself completely for all of that, I also feel like it was an equal thing from either sides. But I have learned so much from that,